Final boarding call for the Habs bandwagon. Where is everyone, Bruiser?
Don't look at me. I'm going back to Hamilton.
Easy for him. The Bulldogs are the second best team in the league. Well, the soap opera continues in Montreal, and the Habs lose 2-1 in a terrible hockey game to the Florida Panthers. And you know, in Montreal, you're only as good as you have been the last game or two. So, a little term that I've coined is Bandwagonitis. Habs fans have Bandwagonitis. Gesundheit. Now, basically, what Bandwagonitis is, an affliction that causes you to have an extreme reaction to either a win or a loss. And Habs fans have been plagued with this for their entire franchise history. So as I mentioned before, this was an absolutely dreadful hockey game to watch. Terrible. No energy in the crowd, and the Habs matched that pound for pound on the ice. In the first 35 minutes of tonight's game, the Habs had 8 shots on net. When you go back to the past 2 Habs games, they had more goals than that. But this game was not without hope. Late in the second period, Glenn Metropolitan leads a fabulous shift down in Florida zone, creating havoc for the Florida defense, draws a penalty, and the NHL's best power play goes to work and makes it 1-0 Habs. And we go into the third period with an extremely undeserved 1-0 lead. And this was another ridiculous goal by the Habs, another beauty that's going to make the highlight reels. Thomas Buchanan knocks it out of midair with a gorgeous tip. And it's been funny, we've been seeing a lot of highlight reel goals in the Habs lately. For the past few games, I've been talking about how great the Habs' first 2 lines have been and how awful the Habs' bottom 2 lines have been. Tonight was the exact opposite. The Habs' bottom 6 forwards generated almost all the energy for the Habs tonight, while the top 6, well, they had a night off. Sergei Kostitsyn may have just played his best game with the Canadiens this season. Early in the third, Sean Matthias goes on a breakaway in on the Halak, and he gets hauled down, and you know what that means. Penalty shot. And he makes no mistake, we got a tie hockey game. And of all people to beat you with a 2-goal game, Sean Matthias goes and burns the Habs again and scores a weird goal to give the Florida Panthers a 2-1 lead and the eventual game winner. Now fans will blame Halak on that game-winning goal because it was not a very good play. It was an odd slap shot, rebound, ugly, just a garbage goal. There's really no other way to define it. But let's face it, Habs fans, that was a fate well deserved for the Panthers, and a fate even better deserved for our beloved Habs. You know, I found this stat a little unbelievable. Tonight was the first game the Habs lost all season when they were leading after 40 minutes. Not so bad for a mediocre team, I guess, eh? And the Florida trip continues tomorrow night. The Habs roll into Tampa. Expect to see Carey Price back into the net, and he's really, really got something to prove this time. I mean, I know I said that last game he's played against the St. Louis Blues, but tomorrow night he's really, really got something to prove. Which leads me to my question. If you were Jacques Martin, how would you be handling the Habs goaltending? Better yet, if you're Bob Gainey, what do you do with these 2 guys? I'm sure you all know the story. Both guys are restricted free agents at the end of the season. Both guys are going to command significant raises. And the Habs are already well at the cap. And they have to sign Thomas Buchanan. What do you do if you're Bob Gainey? Leave your comments and responses down below. Till next time, subscribe.